Hey savvy people, it's Savvy Nick here, and today we'll be checking out STACER, an awesome system optimization and monitoring tool that's open source and available to anyone and everyone. I mainly suggest this for Linux beginners. That way you can navigate your system, clean things up, and manage things a little easier here. So let's first start out by installing it and then checking out the repo itself. And here I have Ubuntu 21.04 in front of me. You can install this very easily on the latest Ubuntu distribution releases, and I'll be also showing you what else it's available for later on. First thing we'll do is you can actually get this one from the Ubuntu Software Center. So if you just start that up, let the catalog populate, and then we'll search for it using the search bar. Just type in STACER, STACER, and you'll see the Linux System Optimizer and Monitoring utility here, STACER. It's got good reviews. You can hit the install button and that will install things right away for you, and then you can launch the application. But instead of doing it this way, I'm going to install it my favorite way, which is through the terminal. So launch your terminal and let's get ready to issue a command or two. But before we do that, make sure to smash that like button and to subscribe below for more Linux and operating system videos. Alright, so we'll need super privileges, so we'll do sudo space apt space install space STACER. Press enter, put your administrative password in, and enter again. It's just telling us all the various different dependencies and packages that will need to be installed in order to get STACER to run. If we're good with that, it's going to take about 50 megs here. I'm going to hit enter and let things install real quick. All right, and after we're back here in the terminal, we can type in STACER to run things, or go up to the activities and search for STACER. Now it should be available here, and it sure is. Click on STACER, that will launch things, and here we are with STACER in front of us. Congratulations if you made it this far. You've successfully installed STACER on Ubuntu. Before we get into using STACER and checking out all the available tools that you have with it, let's make sure to check out the GitHub page. I'll make sure to post it in the description below. Right off the bat, it tells you how to install STACER on Ubuntu variants with the PPA here from the STACER project. So if you add this repo in, we didn't need to do that because we had something above Ubuntu 20.04, but then you run the sudo apt get update and you can install STACER. If you hit the other packages, we can check out what other releases are available of STACER. But if we scroll on down, we get to see the various different things that you can use in STACER. We'll talk about them in a moment. And this is the official Git repo. So if we go down, we can see required packages. So you need systemd and curl in order to run and install this. So we have either Ubuntu, Debian-based distributions. Again, we had Debian 21.04, so we were under this category. All we had to do is do apt install STACER, and we had it. Now, if you have Fedora, there is a release for that as well, either with RPM or DNF for newer installations of Fedora. And you can, of course, build it from the source if you want on a different Linux distribution. It's available as well. Here's some pictures, but we'll be getting into this in just a moment. All right, and now that we understand how to install it, let's check out what it does and how it's used. First, right off the bat, we have the dashboard, which gives you CPU utilization as well as memory and disk current utilization. As we can tell, we have a gauge between 0 and 100% of the CPU currently being used. Then the memory here, I have the total amount, and I'm currently using 1.4 gigs of that total memory. In my disk space, I have up to 62.3 gigabytes, and I'm using about 8 gigs with this freshly installed Ubuntu 21.04 distro. You can look at the total amount of bandwidth used down here and the current network speed being used. On the left-hand side, we have a host name, what platform we're running, the distribution we're running, the current kernel release on this system, what CPU model, how many cores, and a speed if it's known. If we go down to the rocket ship here, it gives us startup applications. Currently, there are none. So what's nice about this is if you want to run an application on startup, let's say we want to run the STACER app, we can call it STACER here. I'm going to make a comment This starts STACER, and I'll just say to launch STACER, all I have to do is the STACER command. That should be able to launch STACER for us on startup, and you can of course control any applications that you're starting on startup through this toggle. Very nice if you don't want to manage your own scripts, but you just want to add something in very simply here through STACER. We'll continue down to the paintbrush, which is a very nice system cleaner. Again, this is an optimization tool as well as a system monitoring tool. This one is awesome because it helps you clear things out, especially unnecessary things like the package caches. So sometimes when you're installing packages on the system, there is information cached which can be deleted if you check the checkbox. That's one of the things that will get deleted if you don't want your crash reports, application logs, or trash. You can also select those as well. Of course, not many people look at the application logs or crash reports unless something's going wrong on their system. So if you haven't noticed anything, not a big deal to choose those. Now the application caches, those you might want to keep just because that'll keep track of certain things, especially in your browsers, perhaps usernames and some sensitive information that you have already saved in them. Instead of remembering, it's probably best just to keep this unchecked. After everything you want has been selected, you hit the magnifying glass, and inside you can check all the package caches that will be deleted. See, that's 209 megabytes of freed space if we delete the package caches. And then as far as the application logs, we have about 27 megabytes that can be freed as well. If we hit this, what now I notice is actually a broom, and sweep things off this computer, you just click, you can actually delete these things. So again, you have to select exactly what you want. It's not gonna guess what you want to delete. You can do them individually as well. I'm gonna select a few things here and hit this, and then type in your administrative password, and if you authenticate that, boom, you're down to 0 bytes, and it tells you exactly how much has been cleaned off the system, optimizing your system to get back to more storage available on hand. All right, moving on, we have the magnifying glass, which allows you to browse various things on your system. So if I wanted to search for something like lib, I can. I just type in lib, select where I want to search through, either a file, a directory, or even a link. I'm going to do all of them. If I hit the search bar, it's going to say select a search directory. Well, make sure to hit the browse button. And let's say I wanted to search the root directory. I can do that. I just hit open, and now it says directory, the root directory. Hit the magnifying glass, and it's going to search for anything and everything that contains lib. And look at that. Much of these apparently contain lib, whether it be in the path itself or in a file inside this path. So if I double click on there, boom, we get a location. It's in somewhere Linux headers 511, and there's a lib folder. That's why it populated. Great and easy tool to sort and filter through anything that you're looking for. I really enjoy using this tool. This tool is currently in beta, but so far so good as far as me using it. Again, make sure to smash that like button for me. We'll continue on to the services tab where you can see all running services on your computer. It's very important to know what's running in the background, and this is one great way to do it. As I'm looking through, you can filter whether something is enabled as far as the startup process goes. That means whenever your computer starts up, it will start up, but it doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to run. You can check whether you have stuff enabled and not running. So here's a bunch of services or utilities that I have set to be enabled, but not necessarily running. So if I wanted to run my Bluetooth service, I can, in fact, click here, and I'll be asked for a password for my administrative user. Pop that in, and then that would start up the Bluetooth. Of course, I don't have that currently set up, so it's not going to start properly, but that works across the board with your various services. You can, of course, just unfilter everything and look through things by yourself just to see what is running. Maybe some stuff you don't want to run, like I don't want the snapd Debian running. I can disable it, and now it won't be enabled anymore. Again, great tools here. We'll move on to the tasks or processes. We can check out most processes running here, but if we really want the true measure of everything running, we hit the all processes button right here, and boom, you get every single process from every single user running on the computer in the background. Great way to check things out. Also, you can filter for a process. Let's say I wanted to check out the STACER process and how it's running, what it's using. I type in STACER at the top, then I'll get the current PID, how much resident memory it's using, what percentage that is of the total, the user, the CPU percentage, and the process. Of course, there are various different things you can add or subtract from this if you do or don't want something shown. Right click on the heading and add it in. Let's say I wanted the start time. All right, there's also refreshing down here at the bottom. You can set that, or even end a process. So if I clicked on something and ended the process, it would kill it. And if it needs administrative privileges to kill, of course, it will ask you for your administrative password. We're about halfway through the awesome tools available here in STACER, this free and open source project. Make sure to support them by checking it out, their GitHub project, and by, of course, using it. We'll move down to the uninstaller, which allows you to go through the various different packages, including snaps that are on your computer, which help you uninstall things fairly quickly and lets you search very easily. Of course, this shows libraries and everything on here, so it's a great advanced way to uninstall packages. Pretty self-explanatory. Just check a box, hit uninstall the selected, and you're done. Moving on, we have CPU utilization as well as some averages here, disk read and write speeds, and history of memory. You can also check out at the very bottom how much you've uploaded or downloaded in the current session. If you want to check out anything in more depth, you can make it larger through these buttons here. Everything looks pretty nice. Love the colors. Again, a great tool to monitor things. We'll move on to the host information. So we just see some information about our host file here. You can create a new host if you want, or manage a host if necessary. So just click on it. We'll move right along to the apt repository manager. So if you are wanting to enable a repo here, at least on Ubuntu, sometimes there's some packages that exist in a repo that you don't currently have enabled. Well, this is a great way to do it. You can go right on through and check out the various different repos that are available, and the ones in red are currently not enabled. The ones in green, of course, are enabled. If you know what you're searching for, you can at the top, and of course enable or disable one through here. I'm just going to cancel out since I don't actually want to disable that. If you have a special repo that you want to add in, you can add that repo in at the bottom here and just hit the save button. That'll add it to the list. Make sure to enable it or disable it as well, whether that be through the GUI over here or the button down here. Anyways, very simple to use again. We'll move right along to the GNOME settings. That's right, you can also manage GNOME a little bit from here. Not the greatest tweak tool for GNOME here, but it gets some things done. A text quality, some other information here like workspace switching and how the horizontal workspaces work, how many you actually have. A few additional things on the bottom here for how the mouse works with GNOME. And if you hit appearance, it lets you turn on and off some things. I've had some bugs go on with this. I'm not sure what's going on. It's like toggling on and off the trash can. That doesn't do much for me, or, the home icon. I might have to restart things, but I can't remember how that exactly works. I know if you hit like the screen recorder or the screen keyboard shortcut, that will actually open up this accessibility pane that allows you to turn other various things on and off, and you can see that the screen reader and the screen keyboard did actually get selected. This seems fairly instant. Anyways, moving on to the very bottom here, we have just a few more settings. It allows you to pick up on the default language here as well as the default disk to check it out. You can also specify certain things to happen, whether a certain amount of CPU percentage is being used or memory. And STACER can even ask you whether or not you want to quit out of that app, which is great. Disk percentage works as well. And you can select a start page for STACER if you want to auto start STACER. Again, STACER is a great tool to use if you haven't checked it out and you're new to Linux. It's awesome to start with, just to kind of get your head wrapped around some of the tools and utilities you can manage and use inside of Linux itself. A lot of this can be done through the command line interface as well, the terminal. But for beginners, this is a great tool to start with as you're slowly getting your bearings. One thing I will mention at the bottom, you can always donate to the project since it's so great, but the feedback for STACER is awesome as well. If you find something that doesn't work, this is an ongoing open source project, so make sure to put your name in. I don't know if you really need an email, but throw a message to them, let them know what's not using, because you are helping the debug process if that's the case, sending those messages in. Well, that's about it. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please post them in the comments section below. Also, make sure to subscribe for future videos and make sure to like the video. Catch me in a great community on Discord, and I'll catch you in another video. Thanks for watching.